For this project, you're going to need a white piece of paper, a black Sharpie pen, and a piece of string. You're going to start off by taking the string and just kind of scattering it out all over the paper, making sure that it overlaps and creates a number of different organic shapes. So just string it out like this and making sure that it's covering as much of the paper as possible. Like, you don't want any large white gaps anywhere, so spread it out as much as possible, creating all kinds of shapes and loops and swirls. Once the string is placed all over the paper, you're going to take your black Sharpie and you're going to trace around right next to the string, trying not to move the string, but just go right along the edge of it on both sides. Make sure you're getting as close to the string as possible. It doesn't have to be a perfect line, but you're just wanting to go around both sides so that you're like it's got a continuous line going all the way around. Once you've finished on both sides and you remove that string, you'll see this big earthworm looking blob all over your paper. Then you're going to take the string and do it horizontally. So you're trying to straighten the string out horizontally. You'll move it down a couple of inches. You'll trace it on both sides, crossing all those other lines that you did, and move it down a couple of inches each time to where you've got a number of horizontal lines going down, going across the page. Then you're going to do that same thing, but do it vertically. So you're going to take the string, straighten it out, and you're going to trace on both sides of the string like this. Once you've finished that fun part, then you're going to take the bigger black Sharpie and you're going to start filling in areas. So choose where you want to start. So I'm just going to choose this space right here, and I'm going to outline it, and then I'm going to fill it in with black ink. So I choose my first area and I color it in. Once I've done that fun part, I'm going to skip the areas around it and leave them white. So everywhere where you're filling in with black ink, you're leaving white space around it. It's going to seem kind of odd at first, but think of it as a checkerboard. You're only coloring in the black ink every other shape or every other space. So you see how I left that little space right next to it white, and then I'm coloring around it. So think of checkerboard as you go. It's very important that wherever you start, you need to continue from that starting point. So like I started in that first area and I'm just feeding off of it. You don't want to go off to another corner of the paper and fill in a black area, because it might not match up to the negative space. So remember, think checkerboard and just find a starting place and go every other space. So wherever there's black space, there needs to be white areas around it. So everywhere that I'm coloring in, right next to it is going to have a white space, and every white space is going to have a black space next to it.